Welcome, welcome. So reminders, the important date to remember is April 26th. That is the submission deadline. So you can submit pieces of your project now. That's been open for most of the season. So feel free to just put the materials with the team, encourage them to actually submit parts of their application, and it'll be able to be edited up until April 26th. So the suggestion now for the timeline is to start actually recording that pitch video and demo video as we come up into April. So make sure that you're reviewing those parts of the curriculum with the students. There's a lot of resources there to help you with that. We have also the judging guidelines that help remind and make sure. We'll review that a little bit today, but that will help guide the detailed submissions, and the curriculum helps as well. But we want to make sure you take a look at this as you prepare to submit, and review it with your team in a meeting, or have them review it on their own. We also have the direct submission guidelines that you guys can look at, and the key dates and milestones, again, to just keep you on track towards the end of the season. Looking at changes, I'm sure all of you have noticed this, but the major change for this season is that you can choose to either submit a mobile app submission or an AI submission. You'll see that on the page as you actually move to submit. So you'll just click on which one of those you're doing. The note here at the bottom is just that our judges, when you submit to the competition, will actually only score materials that are submitted in English, or at least have English subtitles. So we just really recommend that anything you have has anything speaking, so the pitch or demo video, add subtitles. Even if you're speaking English, it can be really helpful just to make sure there's no background noise to have those subtitles. So just let the students know and help them to get those up on their videos. Okay, so now we're going to look at admission or submission requirements, as I admit someone to the meeting from the waiting room, getting my words jumbled. Again, if you have questions, just write them in the chat. You can also unmute and shout it out. I don't think we have too big of a group, so feel free to do that. So submission requirements. The beginner division is new this year, and these are the requirements that are here for that age group. So it's the project name and 100-word description, a pitch and demo video. They'll have the learning journey section, which is 2 to 6 images and about 100 words talking about the things that they've learned. You'll have a team photo, which is optional. We recommend you put something for the team photo, and then a summary. And then you will submit the source code and AI training data as well. Wonderful. So the junior division is going to have the same components, but you will have the user adoption plan added in. And that is all explained in the curriculum, exactly what that is. There's guidelines for students on what they can fill out there. And then new for the junior division is also adding that learning journey in. So the 2 to 6 images and 100 words that we just talked about for the beginner team, the junior team will be doing this as well. And then for the senior team, again, it's going to be the same requirements, but instead of that user adoption plan, it's actually going to be the business plan. And same thing, the curriculum is going to be your best friend in this case to go through and use our guidelines for how to fill out the business plan. It's 5 to 10 pages, and we'll look at that in a little bit as well. This also will have that learning journey component, the 2 to 6 images and 100 words that you'll be submitting as well. So I wanted to talk about these requirements because they can be kind of quick wins and motivators for your team. You look at the project name and 100-word description, adding the team photo and the summary, and then also the Technovation learning journey. These are things that even if you're not done with the coding, with recording your videos, you can start to work on these and actually submit them, and then say to your team, okay, we've already got 3 parts of this submission completed. Let's make a home run on the rest. We can actually get the rest done. It looks a little less intimidating versus doing it all at once. So for the videos, the first tip, I guess I'll walk through actually what the videos are first. So the demo video is just 2 minutes, and that's going to be to show your viewers and the judges how your project actually works and what future features you might be planning to implement. So that's a quick 2-minute demo video. Again, you want to add the subtitles to that video as well. And then the pitch video will be a bit longer. That's 4 minutes maximum. And that's going to be to show viewers why the problem is important to you. Oh, it looks like the slide cut out there. and how your solution is going to solve that problem, is working to solve that problem. For both of those videos, the tip we have there at the top is to share via YouTube or Vimeo. That makes it just easily viewable for a lot of our judges if you can do that. And then the video should be uploaded as either unlisted or publicly viewable. So just make sure that that is actually checked off as you're uploading those videos. That way, when a judge goes to click, it's not barring them from accessing the video and viewing it. So here I just wanted to plug to, again, use that curriculum. For each of these submission requirements, use the curriculum, but we have a lot of folks that say, oh, I've never recorded a video. I don't know how to edit that. My team doesn't know. The lessons in the curriculum, there's 3 lessons that guide you through the scripting, the recording, editing, and actually presenting of a pitch. And then there's 2 lessons about demonstrating how your product works. You can see that I've linked here, and I'll share this presentation out in an email to all of the mentors. But we have pre-production and recording lessons that talk about how to outline and storyboard for the pitch, and then how to actually go about recording the pitch video. All right, so for the business and code sections, we have the user adoption plan that's for the junior teams again, and then the business plan for the senior teams. Beginners don't need to worry about this. The plan must be in English so that judges can review it. And the junior teams, again, on the curriculum will have a full template to fill out for the user adoption plan, and the senior teams will have guidelines in the curriculum. And it's about a 5 to 10 page business plan that they can write, no more than 10 pages, but they'll have plenty of space to explain their business. And then for the mobile app source code or AI training data, you can submit depending on the language that's used. So if you're using MIT App Inventor, it's going to be a .aia file. Thunkable will be a project link. And then any other languages will be in a zip file. The recommendation here is actually that you include basic instructions on using the app and demo user login information for judges to just test it and keep that within the zip file or the comments if you have a .aia or project link for MIT App Inventor and Thunkable. That'll just help any judges that want to test your app or your project out. And for AI projects, it's going to be a zip file that you're submitting. It could be screenshots of the data set you're using. It could be a spreadsheet or a link to the data or images and sounds folder that you might be using, and then pictures of the prototype. If there's online inventions, any link, and then again, same thing, just have that demo login information for judges to be able to access. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the judging rubrics. So you can actually access each of them. Make sure you check what division your team is in based on the age of the girls. And just a quick reminder, if not all the girls have signed up yet on the team, your division may change because it's based again on the age of the participants. So if someone is older on the team, you may be jumped to the junior division or senior division. So just make sure everyone's registered and then take a look at these rubrics together, depending on which division you're a part of. And that'll be helpful as the girls prepare to submit and you have prepared to support them as they're going to submit their app. So what to expect with judging. Judges are going to review the project description, the learning journey, pitch video, and demo video. And then junior teams will be scored on their user adoption plan by judges and senior division on their business plan by judges. So all of those submission elements that you're going to be putting on the platform by April 26th are going to be reviewed by our judges. So just about the scoring. So judges are going to be reviewing the submission from the perspective of a user. So just to keep that in mind, they're going to provide both scores and feedback on each submission element, and your team will receive the feedback at the end of the season. Scores are going to help determine what teams qualify for our semifinal round of judging, and then are chosen as finalists for the Technovation competition. Just a little bit about the award structure. Judges are going to select about 15 finalist teams from around the world, and those finalist teams will be invited to pitch online during our Technovation World Summit. We will also have, as a part of award structure, some other prizes. So we'll have a grand prize in each division, technology award, a social impact award, and then a People's Choice Award that can be from any division. There'll be winners in each division, except the People's Choice will be overall. But yeah, we have our CEO and founder Tara here with us. We're excited just to have her talk a little bit about mentoring, motivating your team, and she's been on top of being the CEO, has also been mentoring groups of students this year. So she's been a busy bee. We're excited to introduce you.
So hi everyone, and as Mackenzie was saying, I'm actually mentoring the beginner division in my younger daughter's school. It's a public school in our area, and we were able to get the principal to support, and so we have roughly 10 families, 10 parents with their daughters. We meet every Thursday. And yeah, I have been going through the beginner division curriculum and learning all about AI myself. And one thing that I've been hearing across, and I don't know whether we already covered this, we were analyzing which teams were able to finish the full season last year. And a big interesting data point that came out was that the mentors who were able to project manage and manage their time really well and help the students manage their time were the teams that actually finished. And that's a very, very interesting point, that it's actually not about the technical skills or the quality of your idea, but it's actually just the basic logistics of making sure you're showing up every day and doing the work. And so I think that's one tip that I would share if you can sort of reflect at the end. And I know time is always short, but even keep like the last 5 minutes where it's that of reflection. I know that coding in some of these block-based languages is not easy, and the girls always want to create very, very sophisticated apps that the platform cannot support. But and you can always be coding right to the very end. But I would say as a mentor, if you can make sure you spend the last like 5 minutes slowing down and having the girls reflect, that would be key. Because there's always, as the deadline approaches, there's always this sense of, oh my gosh, I have so much more to do. I would like to do all of this. I don't know whether we'll finish. There's an anxious feeling that I think as mentors we can really help counter. And you want to give girls really the skills that will last them throughout their lives. So there's a very interesting UNICEF report that I've been looking at, and it talks about the different skills that our youth will need for this very, very changing world. And it talks about, of course, foundational skills, which is like the basic stuff that you learn in school, digital skills that we are teaching. And instead of calling it soft skills, which I think is not a very good name, they call them these skills transferable skills, skills that help students not just be a lifelong learner, but be a very flexible learner, where you can adapt to situations, adapt to the big challenges that the world throws at you. And I think that's the key piece of Technovation, even for a mentor. But doing big things and asking young people to do big things comes at a price. And sometimes the price is that the young person or the girl feels very anxious and stressed. And I think that's something that can be managed. And so I would recommend, like, every session, especially as we go towards the end, keep at least the last 5 minutes where you quieten things down, help them think about how far they've come, what are they anxious about, and trying to narrow down the anxious part. And almost always it would be that my app is not working, I don't have enough time, I'm afraid it won't be any good. And the way to counter that is, of course, you can Google search your problem. That's one way. Second, you can you can reach out to the Technovation team, you can reach out to one another. But Google search is really good. And number three is you can get a lot of motivation from hearing other people's journeys. And we've been doing a Girls Hour video series primarily with that intent to help girls hear other girls' stories and how they tackled challenges. So the one that I would recommend for you to watch, I know some of them are long, they're like 3 to 5 minutes long. The one that could be helpful is the one that just came out recently. It's around coding. And Mackenzie, maybe you can find the link and put it in the chat. But it really gives you some examples of how girls like tackle different types of coding challenges mid season, which is where you are. And I think it's helpful, if anything, to calm you down that others have gone through this, and can do it. Yes, so this is a great question. I actually also had a family just join a few days ago, and I was so nervous. But you know what? I think you got to think about, why do we do Technovation? It's not to build coders. It is to help young people build these transferable skills. And I think to be able to um, tackle something big, and I don't think you need to have everything fully fleshed out, and but this is just the first year of it. And there's another program called First Robotics, and I love how they the sentiment there is that you have to come back to deepen your skills, because you're being an entrepreneur and these are young people, and so you cannot be an amazing entrepreneur in year one. You have to deepen your skills. So I would say definitely encourage the team to stick through it, and to finish as much as you can. I think you still have time. And you asked if you could find another mentor. I think that is absolutely possible to do. I think you can go onto the platform, and maybe Mackenzie, you can demo how to find and request another mentor in your time zone or close to you. I think there are many mentors who haven't been matched, and I think we'd definitely be able to help you with that. So the last thing in closing I'll say is that we know, I just learned about this. I've been studying a lot about like teenagers, like brain development, and how we can support girls to actually finish this very challenging program. And one thing that I saw that totally blew my mind was that there's actual research that shows that meditation and reflection at the end of any kind of high intensity experience can really, really help remove all feelings of anxiousness and increase your abilities to actually be successful. And long term, it actually says it reduces aging and all sorts of things. So which is amazing. But I would just say that at this point, it's the mentor's job is really to help manage the anxiety and sort of help project manage the teams to make sure that they finish everything, and it doesn't have to be technically perfect, but it really is that whatever you have, you should finish it, because that is such an amazing accomplishment. And then come to the World Summit to celebrate what your team has accomplished. Good luck, and let us know if we can help in any way.